What's going on, everybody? Brandon here, and I am back with another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at some brand new stuff from Spin Master for the Batman movie. Really excited for this, you guys. We have the Batman Batcave playset from Spin Master. Super excited. Got this one from GameStop for about 40 bucks. There's a lot of gimmicks, a lot of features, and there's going to be a lot to go over here. This thing is massive. The box is pretty huge. I got this pre-order from GameStop for 40 bucks. It actually took a really long time to get delivered, and the movie's already out. So we know more or less now what we can expect from this playset, what the Batcave looks like on the screen, and hopefully there's some really cool features that we'll get out of this playset. Then I also found a really cool looking Walmart exclusive Batman plus Batcycle set. And this one looks like it is a dirty Batcycle. It'll be really nice to compare the two, be able to add this one to the Batcave as well. A really cool looking set for 15 bucks. You really can't beat that, you guys. Super excited for these. I think it'll be a great way to tie in together the whole collection for the Batman Spin Master figures. Stay tuned, we're gonna get these guys out of the packaging. All right, we got everything out of the packaging, and this stuff looks fantastic. Super excited for this Batcave playset. Taking a look first right here at the staircase. It is a very interesting piece. I tried to understand how the gimmick works, of course, before you apply the stairs. This is what it looks like. All of this is sculpted in. Very nice. I thought maybe it would be a decal, but it's not. You can feel it. Nice and rigid. Definitely looks like what we see in the film, and it is pretty faint. I'm not going to spoil anything for the movie if you're watching this review and you haven't seen it yet, so don't worry. I'll just speak on what I can say we saw in the film in regards to the Batcave. And this staircase is not it's not really prominent. You don't really see it. There's no trigger button or anything for this. It's just here like this, and you just press it just like that, and that's about it. I also tried to understand this staircase piece a little bit better. Maybe that there was a trapdoor or something that, you know, releases this, but there isn't. You just kind of gotta pull it out and it pries out just like that, and that's about it. So nothing special, no gimmick. Just a nice display piece, I think, if you're trying to get all of these figures and display them together. That'll be nice. It does have a hard time flipping back in. You got to make sure it lines up with the left and the right pretty good there. So yeah, that's about it for that. As for the stairs, here's what they look like. Just nice, normal looking stairs. Nothing super crazy here either, but it is nice. And the bricks on the side here, there's detail, and in between each brick is painted. So I suppose that is a nice touch. And it's just on the front, not on the back. And same deal with the stairs on the other side. Here you go. Yeah, so interesting, very interesting. And then they just, of course, you know, pop right in to the staircase here, just like this. And there we go. So there's one side. Now let's do the other. All right. And it looks like they just clip right in, just like this. Takes a little bit of force just to make sure you snag in all the corners correctly. And that's about it. So there is our staircase for our Batcave. Very interesting. Taking a look at the rest of the Batcave, we have this really cool looking workstation, which I really like. I don't think we've ever gotten anything like this before with a Batcave playset. So you can see his gauntlets, and he could hold a batarang or two, I am sure. And then you can see all of his tools that he uses when he works on his equipment, which is very nice. This looks like a toolbox here with wheels on the side. So very interesting touch, very nice gimmick. We can take Batman's chest armor, drop it in here just like this, and it clips in nice and tight. So that looks pretty cool. Very nice. And then we can take Batman's cowl that he comes with. It is just a soft plastic piece. We'll get into that a little bit later. And it just slides right into place there. Very interesting, very nice. Batman also comes with a couple batarangs. There's one, there's two, and he comes with his grapple gun. There's three, but you can't really do anything with these unless you want to hook them onto his hands here, which I think kind of just looks a little awkward, I think. You could definitely drop a batarang in his hand though, and maybe that doesn't look too bad, but you know, it's not the worst. There it is, the batarang on the table with the display gauntlets. I kind of wish we would have gotten a little bit more of like a plug-in feature, kind of like we did with these on the left and on the right here. So ultimately, it's not horrible for the price point. It's definitely a really cool piece, and I'm glad we got it. I just would have liked it if, you know, maybe there would have been like a little backdrop wall and you could plug that in and plug in the batarangs, and maybe some more accessories would have been cool. The batarangs and this red gun seem to be the only accessories that we really get in this chest plate with every Batman figure that we've gotten so far. But nonetheless, it is a very nice piece and a very nice touch for this playset. The other thing we get that is really cool with this is the Bat computer. A very nice piece, and this looks really cool. So we can see there's a lot of pictures, decals, stickers. It looks really, really nice. I really do like this piece. You could use it anywhere in a Justice League Watchtower, in any Batcave playset that you have. It's nice and it's a standalone piece, so you can pretty much put it anywhere. If you got G.I. Joes or Star Wars figures, you could even use those with your 3.75-inch scale figures. You can even see little computer chip pieces or parts sculpted into the back of each monitor, so that is really cool and just a very, very nice solid piece. And the stickers have already been applied and it looks pretty good. Here is Batman next to the computer, so you can see like height wise it actually looks pretty good. So a very, very nice piece, very nice touch. I really do like that. Taking a look next at the Batcycle and the display base, this is a really interesting piece. I really do like it a lot. There's nothing that moves on this display base at all. It is one solid plastic piece, but it does do the job of looking nice. And like, this is where Batman drives his motorcycle up onto that ramp. Here's the bottom side. Nothing special going on here at all. And like I said, just all one solid color. You could definitely do a black wash here, and that would look really, really nice. But yeah, the idea is just that it's supposed to be under the bridge, and this is where the Batcycle rides up and parks, and that's it. For the Batcycle, it is a very nice piece and very, very nice solid colors. Very similar to the 12-inch size Batcycle that we got with those 12-inch figures in that special set for Target. There's really not a lot of color detail here, just pretty much on the exhaust. Everything else is left black with the exception of the seat. Just a few areas here, the shocks on the front, and of course the light. That's about it. So for this Batcycle, we got the feature here at the bottom, just like the 12-inch one with the kickstand. So that is nice. The tires, of course, move nice and easy. Unfortunately, they don't really turn left or right, which is kind of a bummer. I feel like I'm really stressing the plastic if I move this thing left or right. And that's about it. Can Batman ride the Batcycle? This is the first time that we've gotten this sculpt. Thankfully, we got the Walmart set that we're going to check out in a minute. So that should be really cool too. I thought the Batcave was going to be the only way to get this thing. So nice that we have another alternative. Instead of paying 40 bucks to get this Batcycle, you could pay 15 and get a dirty or muddied up version of it, but still nice to have. Okay, so here it is, raw and uncut. Me trying to get this Batman on this Batcycle, and it is tough, just like the 12-inch version. It's not too bad. I think that's the best that we're gonna get with this. He doesn't really sit on the seat, kind of hovers over it, but it's not too bad, and it does move back and forth nice and easily. and it looks pretty cool. So you could definitely park Batman right there in the Batcave with his Batcycle, and that is pretty sweet. Next, taking a look at the Penguin figure and everything that he comes with. This is the exact same Penguin figure that we've gotten before. It's Colin Farrell, except we really can't see any of Colin Farrell at all. But a very nice figure, very nice sculpt. I think this one got better paint apps or better paint attention to detail on the face. Maybe just a better one out of the batch compared to the single carded figure, but they are exactly the same figure, and he comes with the exact same accessories as the single carded figure. He comes with a briefcase that opens, just a solid briefcase, which really you could use with any action figure, business figure. Really doesn't matter what, or anybody who's trying to steal some money from a bank. He, of course, comes with all of these $100 bills, which is hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Actually printed with American $100 bills. Really funny. Usually it's just a dollar sign or something. And of course he does come with his umbrella. We've got this piece right here, the umbrella piece, and inside it is a hidden sword. That's this piece here. And again, all of these are the exact same standard pieces that come with the $8 figure on the single card. I really wish we would have gotten an Alfred. I mean, the box says that these are exclusive figures, but this Penguin is not an exclusive figure at all. There's nothing exclusive about him. So that is a bummer. But yep, he can hold his umbrella sword on guard for Batman. Probably should flip that the other way. His articulation is pretty standard. It's what we're used to seeing with these Spin Master 4-inch figures. So moving his head side to side on a ball joint, he can look up and down just a little bit. His arms come out, forward and back, full 360. There's a bend and a twist at the elbow. No wrist articulation, no waist articulation. His legs come out, forward and back. Not really at all. There's a cut at the hip, and his knees bend kind of really tight. But they bend and they twist. And that's about it for our Penguin figure. A really nice piece. Does Penguin work with the trap door? I don't know. Let's see. So, does he fit down the trap door? Yes, he fits. So that works. So, no worries there. But he definitely fits. He's a very nice piece. And I guess for kids, for playtime, this is the right thing that you want in a Batcave. Batman fighting somebody at his home. Very interesting and very fun. Next, taking a look at the Unmasked Batman figure. A really nice piece and one that I'm really happy to have in the Spin Master collection. This one, it's a little bit of a tough sell on that face sculpt. I'm going to try to get in there as much as I can so you can see it. They kind of had to flatten the top of his head so that way the mask would fit. Aside from that, the rest of this is the exact same figure. Does it look like Robert Pattinson? Yes, kind of. But we see it much more so on the 12-inch figure. And I think that's just because it's a bigger figure. And they didn't have to put the head sculpt on a mask that really, I mean, it doesn't do it any justice. You'll see it in a minute. I don't think any company has ever gotten this right, honestly. Anytime it's ever been like a quick change or a gimmick, or you trying to make the figure go from Bruce Wayne to Batman, or even the Clark Kent to Superman ones, the only time they really ever get it right is those really old ones where you like get the head on a spring and then it pushes down. Then you have a completely different sculpt for Batman or for Superman. Those ones were cool, and I think that was really the only way to get it right. Looking at this, it kind of looks like he's like at a Halloween party, or he's like a kid with a Batman mask. It's pretty ridiculous. His eyes do line up right, so that is nice. His backside is exposed and open. And of course, like I said, this is the exact same sculpt that we've gotten all this time with this figure. And then we can add his chest armor as well, which I think is also kind of a missed opportunity because it's the exact same piece. It just looks like there's, well, it's kind of tough to get off there. It's the exact same piece, just putting it over his chest makes him just a little bit more muscly, and that is about it. So there's our muscular Batman with his mask. Very interesting. And we'll go over his articulation. He's got movement in his head, side to side. His arms come out about that far. They go forward and back, full 360. There's a bend at the elbow and a twist. No wrist articulation, no waist articulation. His legs come out about that far forward. They don't go back. There's a cut at the hip. He's got a bend at the knee and no twist. That's it. Just a cut and a full rotation, but no bend. So that's it for our Batman figure. A really interesting piece. He can, of course, hold his accessories that he comes with, like his batarangs, no problem. But yeah, I wish we would have gotten more out of this figure. Maybe a little bit of a different paint deco. It would have been really nice, or a little bit brighter colored. But still, you know, all in all, for it being what it is a cool figure. He can hold his mask, so that is pretty cool. And he is the Bruce Wayne figure that comes in the Batcave playset. So very, very nice addition. Very happy to have this guy in the collection. So as far as playability with the Batcave and disassembly, it's pretty easy. It's nice. It, you know, breaks apart into these pieces here. You can stuff it all in a toy chest or in a box or whatever. It doesn't take up a ton of space, so if you're a parent, you don't have to worry about that. Aside from that, from the collector perspective, if you want to use this with the Batmobile, it's pretty interesting because here is the Spin Master Batmobile, and it does fit. I think kind of if you were going to do some action figure photography, maybe you could make it in a way where this doesn't look so funny. It just really doesn't fit on this display base. So if you remove the base and you want to just display it like that in the Batcave, you could definitely do that. It's nice that they made this wide enough so that way you could park the Batcave under the bridge. There's enough width for that and enough width for the Batcycle. So you could definitely put both in there. You just kind of be missing that base, which really, I guess, I don't know. I feel like that kind of takes away from where the Batmobile should be parked. But yeah, you can fit both of them under the bridge, and it does look nice like this as well. Next, taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Batman Batcycle set, I was actually pretty surprised. It looks like our Batman figure is the wingsuit Batman figure. And instead of having a beat up or torn suit, these look like silver scratches. So kind of what I would really expect from this suit based on what we saw in the movie and how bulletproof it is, or how, I guess, tear resistant it looks to be. I would expect more of this silver scratching. I like how the bat emblem is not affected by this. But yeah, I would expect more of this silver scratching rather than the scars and cuts that we got with the other figure that came with the Batman Selina Kyle Chase 2-pack. So yes, this has the clasps on the wings or on the cape that allow it to look like he's got some gliding technique or abilities. And yeah, a very nice figure. Standard articulation. You can definitely see Batman's blue eyes in there, nice and easily, and it looks pretty good. A really nice looking figure. So he's got movement in his head, side to side, up and down, just a little bit. He's got movement in his arms that come out, forward and back, full 360, bend, twist at the elbow, no wrist articulation, no waist articulation. Leg goes out, forward, doesn't go back. There's a cut at the hip, and there's a bend, and no twist, but there's a full rotation here. Just doesn't come up to the side, out that way or that way. Interesting. And that's about it for Batman. His cape clips onto the wrist here and here. There's a single carded version of this figure as well, and it clasps on just like that. Unfortunately, this is not the way that it looks in the movie, but it is a very nice gimmick for kids. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you will see what I mean. So it doesn't quite look like this, but still very nice. I think if you cut another cape like this off of the basic figure, sewed it onto the front end of this guy, and maybe got some extra details on it, then it would kind of look like what we saw. The weird thing is, we're supposed to use this Batman to go on this Batcycle, and his cape would just kind of flow in the back there with the clasps. I guess it works. Taking a look at the Batcycle next. It is a very nice piece. I really like all the grime, the dirt, and the detail there. I mean, this thing is muddy. I mean, look at that detail. It looks really, really good. I'm actually really impressed with that detail. The rest of the Batcycle looks pretty plain compared to how well the dirt and grime look on the tires. That's pretty awesome. And so to get this as our $15 Batcycle with an exclusive Batman that has wings, that is a really cool deal for 15 bucks. And we even get 3 accessories. Pretty cool. I know they're the same accessories that we've gotten in the past, so no fun surprises there, but a couple extra batarangs never hurt, and a bat grapple is always nice. Now to get Batman onto this Batcycle, so we got to remove the clasps from his arms and legs, and then we got to try and put him on there. And I think it'll work pretty well. With the Bruce Wayne, it was no problem. So it's just going to look weird with that cape being the way that it is. And so we just got to put this on his wrist. I kind of wondered whether or not this piece with the headlight, because it kind of moves a little bit. I think that's just the way that it was manufactured, sculpted. It just clips on here on the left and on the right on the sides, but I don't think it comes off. Man, if this came off, and if you could put another piece there and have a drifter bike, that would be so cool. Actually, that would probably be a really cool 2-pack if you had a Batman drifter playset and you had a bat bike that you could interchange this. That'd be pretty sweet. When we get Batman in his drifter outfit, that would be pretty cool. So here it is. It does fit well. It does work. And of course, we have the same gimmick at the bottom there. So you can put that up, and without his kickstand, it rolls pretty nice. And this looks pretty good, you guys. A very nice set for 15 bucks, and really nice to be able to add to this Batcave playset. I really do like this one, you guys. If you got to spend your money on any of these, don't buy the regular Penguin. Get the one in the Batcave playset, and definitely get this one right here. If you can't afford the playset, or it's not something that you want, get this Batcycle. This one's pretty cool. Here's a comparison of our new Batcave figures with their previous counterparts. The Penguin that is holding the umbrella and the suitcase, that is the new Penguin from the Batcave playset. You can see that he is pretty much exactly identical with the old one. The difference is in the eyes, and I think one of them, the eyes are printed just a little bit lower, so Penguin looks a little bit more sad and tired, whereas this one, it looks like Penguin is wide awake with his eyes open. For our Batman figures, the exact same sculpt, just a different in that head sculpt. That's it. Other than that, everything else exactly the same. I was just noticing the eyes. It looks like it looks like on all the Batman figures you can see he's got blue eyes, but the one figure where it looks like you can really see his face and his eyes a little bit better, doesn't look like he has that detail there. His eyes, they don't really look blue to me. Maybe just barely. I can kind of see it, but man, that's tough. Anyways, very interesting. And then here we got our wingsuit Batmans. They are exactly the same figure. Of course, our new Walmart exclusive one just has those silver streaks, those lines, and that's about it. But very, very cool additions to the collection. And comparing all of our new figures with the other characters that we've gotten so far, we really haven't gotten a lot, but here they are. So we can see that Gordon fits in very nicely with Penguin, and Catwoman fits in very nicely with the Batman. Very interesting, and I don't understand why we haven't gotten a Riddler figure. Absolutely blows my mind. He would be a #1 seller for sure, and people would be buying him in quantities. It's crazy to think that we would not get a Riddler figure with all of this, even just one figure. Spin Master, if you're out there listening, we need a Riddler figure. Please send me one. Thank you. But yeah, very, very nice. These guys fit in very well. All right, for a vehicle comparison, here we can see the new Batcycles and how they scale with the Batmobile, how they scale with Selena Kyle's Batcycle, and how they scale with Gordon's police car. So they all fit in very, very nicely. And of course, the little Batcycles are just a smaller version of the exact same sculpt of the big one. The two Batcycles, I gotta say, look really, really nice. I really do like both. The sculpt is great, and I think they look exactly like what we've seen on this one here, the big one. So this sculpt just has been shrunk and is the exact same computer generated I guess, profile of the little one. So they look exactly the same. The detail difference is just the paint splosh, how they made the Walmart exclusive bike look muddy. They're exactly the same. I wish we would have gotten this articulation on our little bikes, but we did not. Fortunately, it's just stuck standard static. And I feel like if I really pull on this left or right, I would be stressing the plastic, and I definitely don't want to do that. But these bikes look really, really good. Here's the side profile next to the Batmobile. You can see they are definitely in scale, and they look very nice. I feel like Selena Kyle's bike is maybe just a little bit too small, but nonetheless, it still looks really good, and these all fit in together very nicely. I really do like this set, and I love what Spin Master's given us so far. With all of these vehicles and play sets, I think this has been fantastic. So I think it's also definitely worth noting that if you are a Spin Master Batman collector, this playset also works with your regular standard figures from the comic book line, and we can see that they all scale in very, very nicely. If there's one thing that I do gotta say, it is that these stairs are definitely with very, very little foot space. So it is very tricky standing up your figures on those stairs. It does work, it just takes a lot of maneuvering and a lot of playing around in order to make it look like it works well. The new Batcycle base definitely works with all of our old Spin Master Batcycles. And yeah, it just looks very nice, and all of this definitely fits in great. So you can use this playset no matter what kind of Batman collector you are. It should fit in very well. Alright, you guys, that about does it for this action figure review. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, we got the Batman Batcave playset. That one was $40, and I got it at GameStop. And then we got the Batman plus Batcycle 2-pack, and that one is $15 at Walmart. Very cool sets. I really did like both, and I think overall Spin Master's done a fantastic job with the license, with DC, and with the movie merchandise. I wish we would have gotten some more paint decos of Batman. I feel like we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 Batmans, all the same sculpt, just little bit difference in some of the paint on some of these, and 3 of them were straight up exactly the same figure. So definitely wish we would have gotten that, more Batmans in different colors, and then even, you know, different paint deco, different sculpt work, and the Riddler figure. That would have been really cool if we got the Riddler. But so far, everything that you guys see here in this shot is everything that we've gotten from Spin Master for the Batman movie. That is in scale with this 4-inch figure line. The only thing that we haven't gotten yet is an Amazon exclusive set, which I guess has not been released, but it's the Batmobile, Batman, Catwoman, and Penguin, and I think they're all like dirty, muddy, kind of like this Batcycle, which is interesting because the Batcycle could be muddy, but Batman couldn't be, and that's why we're getting the muddy Batman in that Amazon exclusive set. If it ever comes out and there's still relevance to it, I'll probably review it. But, you know, it's going to be the exact same Batmobile, exact same Batman, Catwoman, and the exact same Penguin. So there you have it, you guys. The Batman Spin Master figures. It's been awesome reviewing these for you, and they were a lot of fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you're going to pick up or pass from this action figure line. And as always, I'm Brandon. Thanks for watching.